We started with the chapter 1, which is constitutional framework. FC. Yes. So in the year 1600, this way you should ask me. ನೀವು ಕೇಳಬೇಕ್ರಿಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ ದ ಇಯರ್ 1600 ಈ ಸಾಲದಾಗ ಕ್ವೀನ್ ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ I ಅವರು ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಿ. ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್. ಏನು ಮಾಡಕ್ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್? ಡ್ರೈವಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವ್ರಿ ನಾವು? ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವ್ರಿ? ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೈತ್ರಿ ಅದು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಡ್ರೈವ್. ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ರೀ ಅದು. ಸೊ ಕ್ವೀನ್ ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ I ಅವರು ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದಂದರೆ ಅವರು ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿ, ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ, ಅದು ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಟು ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಈಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್. ಯುನೈಟೆಡ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಯುರೋಪ್. ಯುನೈಟೆಡ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಈ ಅದ ದೇಶ ಯುರೋಪ್ ಕಾಂಟಿನೆಂಟ್ದಾಗ ಐತ್ರಿ. ಅದ ಯುನೈಟೆಡ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ಸ್ದಾಗ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಯಾರು ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಐತ್ರಿಲ್ಲ ಅದ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ದಾಗ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಅವರು ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 1608 ಈ ವರ್ಷದಾಗ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ. ಅವರು ಟ್ರೇಡರ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಕೇಮ್ ಆಸ್ ಟ್ರೇಡರ್ಸ್. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? 1608 ಫಾರ್ 100 ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 150 years. 150 years ದೇ ಟ್ರೇಡೆಡ್. ಅವರು ಓನ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಐತ್ರಿ. ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ in 1765 Battle of Buxar in 1764 was fought. Who were there? Battle of Buxar, one side English was there, other side there was Mughal Badshah Shah Alam. So battle ge two people irtaitri, two sides irtaitri. So one side British army aitri, another side Mughal Emperor Shah Alam. ಈ 1765 ದಾಗ ಮುಘಲ್ ಎಂಪರರ್, what we call kingdom, Mughal ರಾಜ್ಯ, Mughal was there in India and the king was Shah Alam. So he granted Diwani rights. So after the battle, when the battle is finished, battle ಆಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಶಾ ಆಲಂ ಅವರು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ಗೆ ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಿ. ಯಾವ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್? ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬಿಹಾರ್ ಈ 2 ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಐತ್ರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಿ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ಗೆ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿವನ್? ಸೊ ಟು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದೇರ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಟಿಲ್ 1858 ದ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ and in 1858 revolt of 1857 took place. In 1858 the crown took over entire control of India. So what happened? E purti how many years this is? 100 years aitri, 90 years aitri. ida 90 years East India Company ಅವರು ರೂಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಾಗ. ಅವರು ರೂಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂದ್ರೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಇತ್ರಿ? ಎವ್ರಿವನ್ ವಾಸ್ ಆಂಗ್ರಿ ವಿತ್ ದ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್. ಅವರು ಖುಷಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ರೂಲ್ದಾಗ. So what happened? Revolt of 1857 took place. Means all the suffering which was there. Suffering andre enu? All the dukh of the people. Ella mandidu dukh irtaidrilla ada revolt fight ದಾಗ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. So it came out as a revolt of 1857 and East India Company was abolished. East India Company was abolished means the crown, the queen ಯಾರು ಐತ್ರಿಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವೀನ್ ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ ಅವರು ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಯಾಕೆ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವ್ರಿ? ನೋ, ಕ್ವೀನ್, ದ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ದೇ ಸೆಡ್ that the responsible for revolt is East India Company. Understand me? So for revolt, now this revolt happened in India. British also suffered losses. ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ಗೇನು ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಮಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಿವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಕ್. ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಾಗೂ ಭಾಳ ನುಕ್ಸಾನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಅದ ನುಕ್ಸಾನ್ದ ಬ್ಲೇಮ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರು ಅಬಾಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 1946 ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್. ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಐತ್ರಿ. ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ದ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನೈತ್ರಿ? ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗೆ ಹೊಸ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅದ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ದ ಕೆಲಸ. Was formed and on 26th January 1950 constitution came into force. So constitution was given to the people of India. So this is overview, background. What happened in between we study in detail in history class. Understood? Okay. Now next we have seen history and background. First, company rule 1773 to 1858. Company was ruling. Which company? Yeah, company read East India Company. It was a private company. So first act passed. Now what happened? 1764 ದಾಗ Battle of Buxar ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ. 1765 ದಿಂದ East India Company rule ಮಾಡೋದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ to collect the taxes from Bengal and Bihar. So till 1773, how many years? 8 years. Yes, 8 years. The company became so rich. Company kade bhal wealth agidri, money. How? By collecting taxes. Avaru they became so rich, richer than the country of United Kingdom. United Kingdom country itrilla. Avaradinda hedge money this company got from taxes from Bengal and Bihar. So what the British government thought? British government ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ? They decided that they have to control the company in India. Understood? So they wanted to control the company in India. So to control the company, they started passing act for India. Now the first act coming, Regulating Act of 1773. First act passed by British government for India and East India Company living here. Understood? So ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ರಿ? ಇದು ಯುನೈಟೆಡ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ದಿಂದ ಕ್ರೌನ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಇದು ಆಕ್ಟ್? ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟು it is the act for India also. Some things changed in India also. So what all happened? This was the first step to control affairs of East India Company. So first step to control East India Company and in India. Okay. Next, it was the law laid the foundation of British rule in India. So British, first time they have passed the law, first law regulating act. So it is the foundation, means first time they have did something to rule India. So it is the foundation of British rule in India. Understood? Next, the act designated Governor of Bengal as Governor General of Bengal. So before this, before 1773, before Battle of Buxar, there was governor in Bengal. There were different states. India daga bare states idru. Avag 1765 ದಾಗ other states the ಹೆಸರೇನು? Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh was not there. It was called as United Province. Karnataka was not there. Karnataka avag ilri ada ಏನ್ರಿ? Mysore. Maharashtra was not there. Gujarat was not there. This was called as Bombay state. Tamil Nadu, Kerala was not there. Andhra Pradesh was not there. It was called as Madras state. Understood? So to control those states, governors were appointed. They were acting as chief ministers. How we have chief ministers for state today. At that time, governors were there. So governor of Bengal, he was Indian before Battle of Buxar. Okay? Before Battle of Buxar, he was Indian. This governor, avaru Indian aitri. Then what happened? In this act, the name was changed. Governor of Bengal, what name is there? They changed it to Governor General of Bengal. And now British is appointing first Governor General, who is a British person. He is coming from United Kingdoms. Understood? He is coming from the British government to control India and East India Company. He is Sir Warren Hastings, first Governor General of Bengal. And this act also gave us Supreme Court. So Supreme Court was established for the first time. In this act, Supreme Court first time established agit elle Calcutta da which year? 1774, with 4 judges, 4 judges, 1 chief justice, we call it as Mukhya Nyayadhish, and 4 Nyayadhish judges. Understood? Yes? Okay. Next, we have already seen this in yesterday's class also. Pitt's India Act of 1784. ಪಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಪಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ದ ಹೆಸರು. ಸೊ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್, ಅವರು ಇದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೈತ್ರಿ, ಅದು ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಹೆಸರು ಐತ್ರಿ ಇದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ, ಪಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ 1784. It came in 1784. What was the work of this? What in this act what happened? East India Company got divided. East India Company ದಾಗ 2 parts ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ ಇದ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ. One division was called as Court of Directors. Court of Directors ದ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನ್ ಐತ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರೇಡ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅವರು ನೋಡಬೇಕು. Court of Directors. And Board of Control, second division, second group of East India Company, their work is to manage political activities. Government, whatever government was there, they have to manage it. Next comes Act of 1786. It is simple. Only Governor General of Bengal change agidri idu act ಒಳಗೆ. Lord Cornwallis came as Governor General of Bengal. Next, Charter Act of 1793. This act appointed governors of Bombay and governors of Madras and made them as subordinate to Governor General of Bengal. Means what? India bhal dod itri. Bengal, Bombay, Madras, the distance bhal itri. To control that, now Governor General of Bengal is in Bengal. He is sitting in Calcutta. It was very difficult for him to control Bombay and Madras. So 2 more governors were appointed, Governor of Bombay and Governor of Madras. They will work under Governor General of Bengal. So Governor of Bombay ಮತ್ತು Governor of Madras ಗೆ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ Governor General of Bengal ದಿಂದ ಬರ್ತೈತೆ. ಗೊತ್ತಾತ್ರಿ? ಸೊ ಅವರು ಎರಡು, they have to work under him. Understood? Okay. Next, Charter Act of 1813, we have seen this. So this allowed all Britishers to trade freely in India. Means what? License ಯಾವ ಕಡೆ ಇತ್ರಿ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? East India Company. Now, when Charter Act of 1813 is coming, the British government is giving free license to everyone. Means license system is not there. Any person ಅವರು ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪ್ನಿದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬರ್ದು ಆಗ್ತದ್ರಿ, ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಸೊ ಹಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೂ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಫ್ರೀಲಿ. ನೋ ನೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ನೌ. Understood? Next, appointed Christian missionaries to convert Indians into Christians. So in this act, Christian missionaries were appointed. Christian missionaries means what? You know the church ದಾಗ ಫಾದರ್ ಇರ್ತೈತ್ರಿ, ಫಾದರ್ ಪೋಪ್ ಇರ್ತೈತ್ರಿ. ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಾಗ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಕೆಲಸ ಏನೈತಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ ಜಾತಿ ಏನೈತ್ರಿಲ್ಲ ಅದ ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇಂಡಿಯಾದ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯಾನಿಟಿ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಎಜುಕೇಟ್ ದೆಮ್. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ and tell like Christian is like this, you can adopt this, you can come here, etc. Next, provided schools with London model of education. So this act gave us schools with London model of education. What we have now in schools, semester system ಇರ್ತೈತ್ರಿ. 1 semester 6 ತಿಂಗಳ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ 6 ತಿಂಗಳ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಅದ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಲಂಡನ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಐತೆ. ಅದ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ರಿ ಈ ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ 1813 ದಾಗ. Next, authorized local government to impose taxes. So in this act, it allowed local government to impose taxes, to collect taxes. What taxes? Property tax, water tax, land tax, that all tax, electricity tax, etc. Next, Charter Act of 1833. In this act, again, the name is changing. Governor General of Bengal, or the ಹೆಸರು change ಆಗಕತ್ತೈತ್ರಿ. ಅದ what is happening for it? Governor General of India. Now Governor General of Bengal will be called as Governor General of India, and first Governor General of India became Lord William Bentinck. Lord William Bentinck ಅವರು first Governor General of India appoint ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ರಿ Lord William Bentinck? British government. Understood? He was the first Governor General of India. The East India Company ended all commercial activities and became a purely political body. East India Company, what they thought that by collecting the taxes ಅವರು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದು? ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್, ಬಿಹಾರ್. ಅವರು ಭಾಳ ರಿಚ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ದೇ ಥಾಟ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ರಿಚರ್ ಬೈ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್ ಬಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬೈ ಟ್ರೇಡ್. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ that ended and East India Company started only ruling the people. East India Company had come for trade. ಅವರು ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಅವರು ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದೈತ್ರಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಅವರು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಎಸ್, ಓಕೆ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡನ್ ಟಿಲ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್? ಎಸ್, ಓಕೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್, ರೈಟ್? Revolt is also done. Charter Act of 1853 is there. Ella Charter Act they have come after 20 years. 20 ವರ್ಷ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಐತ್ರಿ. So it is easy to remember. 1793, 1813, 1833, next is 1853. So here established Governor General's Council. Now Governor General the group establish ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಲಾ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಾಗ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದೈತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ದಾಗ ಲಾ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬರುದು ಅದ ಟೈಮ್ ವಾಸ್ ಮಂತ್ಸ್, 2 ತಿಂಗಳು 3 ತಿಂಗಳು ಟೈಮ್ ವಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ ದ ಲಾ ಟು ಕಮ್. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇರ್, ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಕಮ್? ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್, ಸೆಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಶಿಪ್ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಏನು ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಬರೋದು ಐತಂದ್ರೆ ಶಿಪ್ದಾಗ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಅದ 3-4 ತಿಂಗಳ ಟೈಮ್ ವಾಸ್ ದೇರ್. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, to change that, they appointed Governor General Council of 6 members. Our member, idu ella British members, no Indian in this, to make laws for India. This was called as Indian Central Legislative Council. So its name was, or the hesara enaitri, Indian Central Legislative Council. This act also gave exam system for recruitment of civil servants. ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ದಾಗ ಸಿಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವುದು ಅದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ರಿ ಈ ಆಕ್ಟ್ದಾಗ. ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್? ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್. ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ UPSC ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್. ಅಟ್ ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ICS ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್. ಯಾರು ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ರಿ ಅದ? ಈ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ದಾಗ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಐತ್ರಿ ಒಂದು, ಅವ್ರದ ಹೆಸರು ಮ್ಯಾಕಾಲಿ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕಾಲಿ, the Macaulay had one committee called as Macaulay Committee on Indian Civil Service. So he brought that exam. Understood? Then comes revolt. Revolt took place. All of those acts, Indian people thought that they are ruling us, and the revolt took place. Revolt was called as First War of Independence, Indian Independence, or it was also called as Sepoy Mutiny. Another name was Sepoy Mutiny. What is this Sepoy Mutiny? Everything we will see in detail in history class. History class dag we have that in detail. Understood? What is Sepoy Mutiny? Everything. There was suffering of 200 years. From 200 years in the British rule madidri India ge rule madidri India dalli. Then what happened? This came out as a revolt. Every part of the country started revolting and fighting against the British rule. So ella deshdag, every part means all the states, mostly North Indian ದಾಗ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ ಇದು revolt. So North India started revolting. Leader of the revolt was Mughal Badshah Bahadur Shah II. So this revolt or war was there. For this there was one leader. That leader's name was, he was a Mughal king. Mughal was there in India at that time. He was Bahadur Shah II. In 1858 India lost the war. British was rich. British rich itri, mat aur kade army H itri. Army number what was there was British with was more. India was having not more army. Understanding? So British was able to control India. India lost the war. India did not win. British win the war. Then the crown. Crown means who? British queen, king or queen, whoever is there. They are changing. ಅಲ್ಲೇನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಕತ್ತೈತ್ರಿ. ಕಿಂಗ್ ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಐತ್ರಿ, ದೆನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಕ್ವೀನ್ ಬರ್ತೈತ್ರಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತ್ರಿ. ಮತ್ತು ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪೆಂಡ್? ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಕ್ರೌನ್, ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ದೇ ಬ್ಲೇಮ್ಡ್ ದ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಅವರು ಬ್ಲೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪ್ನಿದಾಗ, ನೀವು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಐತ್ರಿ ಇದು ರಿವೋಲ್ಟ್ಗೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಲಾಸಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿದ್ರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ನುಕ್ಸಾನ್ ಏನಾಗಿದ್ರಿ, ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಐತ್ರಿ ಇದು revolt ge. So they declared that we are abolishing, we are dismiss, they are cancelling the East India Company. Kharij madidri East India Company. Understood? So East India Company is not there now, and British Queen or King, whoever is there, British Crown ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಿದ್ರಿಲ್ಲ, ರಾಜ ರಾಣಿ ಯಾರು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಆಯ್ತಿರಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಇಂಡಿಯಾದ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಕಡೆ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಕ್ರೌನ್. Till here we have seen. Next is the crown rule. So the British crown will be ruling directly. Now this is the government is ruling. It is not a private body. Yes. East India Company ಅವರು private idri. This crown rule, this is the British Queen or King ruling. They are government body. 1858 till independence, that is 1947. 15th August 1947. First act came in crown rule was Government of India Act 1858. This was also called as Act of Good Governance. Second bare hesar for this act was Act of Good Governance. It abolished East India Company. East India Company ge kharij madidri. Mat transferred all the powers to the crown. Whatever powers were there with East India Company, they transferred to the crown of United Kingdoms, king or queen. Provided that India to be governed in name of Her Majesty. So whatever law is coming, whatever rule is being passed, that will be passed in name of Her Majesty. Her Majesty means who? Queen sitting there in United Kingdoms. So ಏನು law pass ಮಾಡಿತೈತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಯಾರ ಹೆಸರದಾಗ ಬರ್ತೈತೆ? Her Majesty means the Queen's name. Changed the designation of Governor General of India to Viceroy of India. Now the Governor General of India's name is again changing. Understanding? Till 1857 revolt, we called him as Governor General of India. Now he will be called as Viceroy of India. New name, Viceroy of India. So Governor General of India the ಹೆಸರು ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಸಲವಾಗಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ. ಯಾವ ಆಕ್ಟ್ದಾಗ? Government of India Act 1858. He will be called as Viceroy of India now. Understood? Next, Lord Canning became the first Viceroy of India. Lord Canning ಅವರು ಫಸ್ಟ್ Viceroy of India ಅವರು ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಯಾರು ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ? British government. Created new office called Secretary of State, SOS, at London to intermediate between Crown and Viceroy. Now this act created one new officer appoint madidri in act that other officer the hesaru enandru Secretary of State. Our office ella idri London ದಾಗ. ಅವ್ರದ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನೈತ್ರಿ? To act as agent between Viceroy and Crown. If Viceroy wants to tell anything to a Crown, if Viceroy ಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ Crown ಗೆ, ಅವರು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರು ಕ್ವೀನ್ ಐತ್ರಿ. ಹೌ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್? ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಗೆ. ಅವರು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು? ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಗೆ. ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಏನು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಐತಿರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಕ್ರೌನ್ಗೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೈತೆ. ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಕ್ರೌನ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದೈತೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಾಗ, ಕ್ರೌನ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೈತ್ರಿ? ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆರ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಏನೋ ಐತದ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೈತ್ರಿ? ವೈಸ್ರಾಯ್ಗೆ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಸೊ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟೆಡ್ ಆಸ್ agent between Crown and Viceroy. Next came Indian Councils Act of 1861. Under this act allowed Viceroy to appoint Indians as non-officials members in Viceroy's Council. So Lord Canning appointed 3 people. Okay. 1861 ದಾಗ Indian Councils Act ಬಂದಿದ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದು? ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್. And before revolt of 1857, what we had? Governor General's Council, 6 members. ಅವ್ರದ ಹೆಸರನ್ನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ. ಅವ್ರದ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ದ ಹೆಸರು what it happened? Viceroy's Council. It was called as Viceroy's Council. Now for the first time under this act, British government is telling to appoint Indians as non-official members. ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ 6 ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಇರ್ತೈತ್ರಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತು ವೈಸ್ ರಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ದಾಗ ನಾವು ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ 1861 ಅವರು ಏನು ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಕತ್ತೈತ್ರಿ, ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎನಿ 3 ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ನಾನ್-ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್. ನಾನ್-ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಮ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್, ಅವರು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ಗೆ ಬರಬಹುದು ಮತ್ತು ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸಿಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗೋ, do not speak anything, do not talk anything, and they are not allowed to vote. ವೈಸ್ರಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ದಾಗ ವೋಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. 6 ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಐತೆ, ವೋಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ, ಏನು ಹೊಸ ಲಾ ಬರಾಕತ್ತೈತದ ಅದು ಬರಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಐತೇನಿಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಧ ವೋಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತೆ, ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ. ಸೊ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ನಾನ್ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲೌಡ್ ಟು ವೋಟ್, ದೇ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಸಿಟ್, listen and go. Understood? So Lord Canning was viceroy. Lord Canning ಅವರು 3 Indians ಅವರು ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ವೈಸ್ರಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ಸ್ದಾಗ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ರಾಜಾ ಆಫ್ ಬನಾರಸ್, ಮಹಾರಾಜಾ ಆಫ್ ಪಟಿಯಾಲ and Sir Dinkar Rao. 3 people were appointed. Understood? Lord Canning introduced portfolio system of government. What is portfolio system? Anyone? ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಫೋಲಿಯೋ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ನೋ ಐಡಿಯಾ. Today India is ruled by government? Yes or no? That government is following portfolio system? Yes or no? Don't know. Yes, no, don't know. Don't know. Portfolio system means the government which we have today. For example, division in government. Government is divided. Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of External Affairs, Minister of Education, Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Renewable Energy, Minister of Food, Minister of Industries, Minister of MSME, Minister of Law. All this government is divided and every ministry is headed by one minister. That system is called as portfolio system. So today also Indian government follows portfolio system. Portfolio system andre enu? Government is divided. So we have different divisions. Each sector is under one ministry. So Home Affairs Ministry is different. Ministry of Finance is different. So like that division in the government is called as portfolio system. Understood? What is portfolio system? So Lord Canning brought this portfolio system for the first time. Means what? In his Viceroy's Council, he appointed different members as different ministers. So 6 members are there, British, and 3 are non-official Indian. Total 9 members are there. So he appointed, see, he gave important ministries to the British. So Minister of Defense, he appointed 1 member. Minister of Education appointed 1 member, Macaulay was there, like that. Understood? So he made this portfolio system of government. Next comes Indian Councils Act of 1909. Important. Also called as Morley-Minto Reforms. Morley is the name of Secretary of State. Minto is the name of Viceroy in India. So 2 people together have brought this act. Morley was, who was Morley? Morley, our Secretary of State. Where will be the Secretary of State? London. And Minto was Viceroy in India. So they both together have passed this act. So Indian Councils Act of 1909 is also called as Morley-Minto Reforms. Many times asked in the exam. Understood? Which act is also called as Morley-Minto Reforms? Understood? Or what is another name for Indian Councils Act of 1909? Answer is Morley-Minto Reforms. Next, provided for the first time that Indians to be appointed as official members in Viceroy's Council. So under this act, what they provided in the Viceroy's Council, in Viceroy's Council that 1 Indian must be appointed as official member. So 1 Indian ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪವರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಏನೇನು ಪವರ್ಸ್ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಕಡೆ ಐತದ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪವರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ one Indian was appointed. ಯಾರು ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ? ಸತ್ಯೇಂದ್ರನಾಥ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಸಿನ್ಹಾ. He was appointed as law member. So he got the post of law member. Next, this law introduced system of communal representation for Muslims and accepted the concept of separate electorate. Means what? Now see, this is Belagavi district. Okay, Belagavi district. This Belagavi district is divided like this. Belagavi North, Belagavi South, Belagavi Khanapur is there, Chikkodi is there, Gokak is there, Ramdurg is there. I missed anything? Yes? ಏನು ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ? Yes or no? No? Saundati is also there one, correct? Okay, example, consider this. Now, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಎಮ್.ಎಲ್.ಎ ಐತ್ರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಎಮ್.ಎಲ್.ಎ ಐತ್ರಿ, ಬೇರೆ ಎಮ್.ಎಲ್.ಎ ಐತ್ರಿ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಮ್.ಎಲ್.ಎ ಐತ್ರಿ. Yes or no? ಚಿಕ್ಕೋಡಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇರ್ತೈತ್ರಿ, ಖಾನಾಪುರ್ಗೆ ಬೇರೆ, ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ಸೌತ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ಸೌತ್. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ಸೌತ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಎಮ್.ಎಲ್.ಎ ಐತ್ರಿ, ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ನಾರ್ತ್ಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಮ್.ಎಲ್.ಎ, ಗೋಕಾಕ್ಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇರ್ತೈತ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್, ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆನ್ಸಿ. Now, under this act, what they gave us? Communal representation for Muslims. Means what? From, let's say, this area is reserved, Gokak. Now, from this area, only Muslim person will fight for elections. And concept of separate electorate means only Muslim people living in that area will vote. Understood? So, one is fixed, given to a member in minority which is Muslim. Understood? What is communal representation and separate electorate? Okay. Lord Minto is called as father of communal electorate in India. So Lord Minto gave one title kottidri id act da father of communal electorate because he is the one who brought this. Understood? Next, Government of India Act 1919. After 10 years this is coming. So e act ge nu one hesar aitri, Montague Chelmsford reforms. Montague is Secretary of State, Chelmsford is Viceroy. Do not get confused. In 1909 Morley Minto reforms, 1919 Montague Chelmsford reforms. Do not get confused. That is Indian Council Act 1909 or the bare hesar enaitri Morley Minto reforms. Idu enaitri Government of India Act 1919. Year is different. It is called as bare hesar Montague Chelmsford reforms. When this came, Montague was Secretary of State, Viceroy was Chelmsford. Next, this act introduced the bicameralism and direct elections in the Indian Legislative Council, consisting of upper house called the Council of States and lower house called the Legislative Assembly. Now here Legislative Assembly is coming. How we have today Parliament? We have Parliament in India. Yes or no? Parliament is having two houses. Parliament dak two houses aitri, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha andre lower house, Rajya Sabha andre upper house. So this act is giving us a legislature, law making body. Means the act introduced bicameralism. Bicameralism andre enu? Two houses. Bi andre enu? Two. So bicameralism means two houses, upper house and lower house. So upper house and lower house is coming. Upper house was called as Council of States. Lower house was called as Legislative Assembly. So law making body is there in India. Understood? Extended the communal representation to Sikhs and Christians. 1909 the communal representation yarige aitri the Muslims. Now they are giving it to Sikhs and Christians also. Two more castes they have added. Created a new office of High Commissioner for India in London. So one new officer appoint madidri, yar ada High Commissioner for India in London. So this is the officer who is appointed in London, who will work to help people of London there. You have heard the name embassy. Embassy ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Embassy. Yes, anyone? We are in India, correct? And in the country, example, USA. USA ದಾಗ ನಮ್ದು embassy ಐತೇನಿಲ್ಲ, Indian embassy. What is the work of Indian embassy? To help the people who are living in USA. So, for the first time, High Commissioner for India in London is appointed, means Indian embassy at London is opened for the first time. Understood this point? Under this act. Then, under this act, Central Public Service Commission was set up in 1926 for conducting government exams. So, a new commission was set up. The commission, the ಹೆಸರು ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ the Central Public Service Commission, CPSC. Today we call it as UPSC. Understood? After independence, name is changed to UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. Next, okay, Simon Commission. In the year 1927, British Parliament appointed a group of 7 members under chairmanship of Sir John Simon to report on the condition of India. The Indian National Congress revolted and condemned the commission. So, in 1927, British government or British Parliament one group appoint ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಅದ group ದ ಹೆಸರು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ Simon Commission. Simon or the ಹೆಸರು Simon was the name of chairman of that group. His name was Sir John Simon. So the commission under it was appointed under Sir John Simon. ಅವ್ರದ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು ಇರ್ತೈತ್ರಿ? ಅವ್ರದ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು ಐದ್ರೆ they have to come to India. ಅವರು ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಾಗ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಬೇಕು, ಹೌ ದ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರೂಲಿಂಗ್, ಒಂದು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ವರ್ಕ್. ದೇ ಕೇಮ್ ಟು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ದ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್. ಅವರು ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಾಗ ಬಂದಿದ್ರಿ. ಹೂ ವಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ? We had Indian National Congress. We will see in history when Indian National Congress came, what they did, everything. In detail, we will see Simon Commission also. But in polity, it is coming, so we have only short information about Simon Commission. In history, we will have long information. What is Simon Commission? How many members came? What did they came? When did they came? What did they do? Everything. Now they have come to India. ಅವರು ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಾಗ ಬರ್ದಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. Indian National Congress, they against of them revolted. Means what? Morcha madidri avrada against, and they condemned, disapprove or disagree madidri id Simon Commission. Yakandre what Indian National Congress said, for India dag we live in India, so we will make report for India. Indian National Congress said that ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ಗೆ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಸಿಮಾನ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಐತ್ರಿ. ದೇ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್? ದೇ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಸೊ ದ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಮೇಡ್ ಬೈ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ದೇ ರಿವೋಲ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ ದೆಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. Next comes communal awards. In the year 1932, British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald gave the communal awards, that is communal representation to all minorities and scheduled castes in India. Gandhiji agitated against it and took a fast unto death in Yaravada jail. The Indian National Congress and the scheduled caste signed a joint agreement called as Pune Pact. So what happened? In history we see that 1932 Gandhiji had went for round table conference. In history we will see that in detail. But what happened in 1932? British Prime Minister was Ramsay MacDonald. Remember the name. Question is there. When communal awards was passed, who was the Prime Minister, or which British Prime Minister passed communal awards for India? Ramsay MacDonald. Ramsay MacDonald is name of British Prime Minister. British Prime Minister the hesaru Ramsay MacDonald. What he did? We know what is communal representation. ಅವರು communal representation ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ minorities ಗೆ, all the minorities caste, and he gave it for scheduled caste also. We call it as SC. Yes, they gave it for scheduled caste also. Gandhiji was in Yaravada jail. Where is Yaravada jail? Yaravada jail. Yes. Where is Yaravada jail? No idea. Yaravada jail is a very famous jail in Pune. Where is Pune? Maharashtra. So Yaravada jail is very famous jail in Pune. Gandhiji did not wanted the scheduled caste and all minorities to get this because British was following divide and rule. They were dividing everyone, giving different sector, different representation to everyone. So they are dividing. British ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಕತ್ತಿದ್ರಿ ಅವರು scheduled caste, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, they are dividing everyone. So divide and rule policy. Gandhiji was against it. Gandhiji did not wanted it to happen. So Gandhiji told that communal awards can come here, but it will go on his death body. So Gandhiji took fast unto death. So Gandhiji upwas madidri. Upwas, hunger strike. So he did not eat anything. So Gandhiji was very weak. So Indian National Congress and Scheduled Caste. So Indian National Congress, who was there? Gandhiji. Scheduled Caste, who was there? Dr. Ambedkar. Dr. Ambedkar, they both signed a agreement. ಅವರು ಎರಡು ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ that scheduled caste will not take this communal award and they will be with Indian National Congress. But in Indian National Congress, if Indian National Congress in the legislature they are having 50 seats, example 10 seats must be given to scheduled caste. Understood? So they agreed that, and the agreement signed ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅವರು ಎರಡು. The agreement the ಹೆಸರು Pune Pact. It was signed in Pune, Yaravada jail, Pune Pact. Understood? Any doubts? Clear? Okay. Next, what happened? Yes? Any doubts? Okay, Simon Commission, communal awards, we have done. Next is coming one more act, Government of India Act 1935. So this is the first detailed document with 321 sections and 10 schedules. So this act in bandidrilla it is first detailed document. It has come in detail. Ella detailed ದಾಗ ಬರ್ದಿದೈತ್ರಿ. Ella bare sections ಮಾಡಿದೈತ್ರಿ. So 321 sections. Today we call it as article, and 10 schedules was there. What is this 10 schedules? We'll learn in constitution, do not worry. Now this act divided powers between center and state. So this act is giving center its powers and state its powers. So this act is telling that central government is having these powers, you can make laws on this. So this act, what is it mentioning? Central government ge this powers, this list ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಿ ಬಂದು ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ದಾಗ one ಐಟಮ್ ಐತ್ರಿ. ಅದ ಐಟಮ್ ದಾಗ ಏನು ಬರ್ದಿದೈತಿರಲ್ಲ ಅದ ಐಟಮ್ ಅದ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಾಗ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಲಾ ಮಾಡೋದು ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಿ. ಬೇರೆ ಐಟಮ್ ಏನೈತಿರಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನು ಐಟಮ್ ಐತಿರಲ್ಲ ಅದ ಐಟಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಲಾ ಮಾಡೋದು ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Understood? So they divided the powers in center and state. First list was called as federal list. For central government to make laws with 59 items. Federal list ದಾಗ 59 items ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ items? Defense, army, navy, then whatever what this was there, dispute, Supreme Court, then agriculture, education, etc. So all these items were written where only central government can make laws. In federal list ಏನು ಬರ್ದಿದೈತಿರಲ್ಲ only central government ಗೆ law ಮಾಡೋದು permission ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ. Provincial list for states 54 items ಇದ್ರಿ only state government can make laws. Concurrent list for both 36 items means central government ಮತ್ತು state government ಎರಡು ಕೂಡ law ಮಾಡೋದು ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Concurrent list. This act provided for establishment of Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India is Central Bank of India, we call it as Reserve Bank of India today. So Reserve Bank of India was established under Government of India Act 1935. Provided for establishment of Federal Court. ಫೆಡರಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೈ ಕೋರ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಹೈ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ 1937ದಾಗ. ಎಲ್ಲೇ? ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಮಡ್ರಾಸ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಎನಿ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್? Okay, so the last act of British Indian Independence Act, we'll do that in tomorrow's class.